One panel all weekend. This is the one to be at. No, I'm just kidding. How's everybody doing? We're all exhausted.
Very enthusiastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Field. You are on.
Thank you.
Miss Wendy Padbury. Mr. Fraser Hines. Nice to see you again, sir. The legend, Miss Carol Hanford. And hopefully joining us in a couple seconds will be Miss Katie Manning. Yes. Please, is she here? There she is! Everyone, please hold the chair. Let's make ourselves comfortable, because this panel is always, because I'm running it completely disorganized and I have like had 7 seconds to think about it. But luckily,
Nothing else to do, have you
no, I haven't been busy in the slightest.
all day doing nothing.
Don't say ask, Katie.
Oh, sorry.
That's not bottom.
There we go. How are you guys doing? You enjoying yourselves?
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
We only have less mics than we have folks.
So,
Sure, we can pass it.
Fraser,
We
when
can share. We're fine. How's your throat doing? Okay.
Actually, yes, sadly, my voice never really leaves me, much as I wish. It's still going.
Sanitizer bunny.
So the one thing about the panel like this is that with both Joshua and I here, we have researched this panel, over and over and over again for 30 years, right? Fans. And we're also going to open it up to some questions in a little while, so everybody be patient if you would. But let's go across the board. First, let me start by saying, watching you and John over the years has been absolute perfection. One of the things about Doctor Who over the years is it always seems to find great
Hello?
is everyone okay back there? Okay? He's okay.
They're cleaning up after the wedding.
Is it over? Are we all going to be moved out of the set? Or is that our iced tea, you think, Fraser? Yes. Sorry, I get distracted.
So do I. Don't worry. We're all okay. We talk about chemistry. What do you attribute your chemistry with John?
Well, to be honest, I think we really hard not to have chemistry with John, but we actually had an awful lot of things in common. We realised that very quickly. We both enjoyed playing, we both enjoyed doing voices, so we used to kind of have voice battles and come up with new voices and things. So we were instantly, playmates for a start. And then we found that we worked the same way, even though I was very young. And the great thing about John, not only in the character on screen, but off screen, he was teaching me constantly. And that also adds to the chemistry, and we never really wanted to be apart. So that has to be part of the chemistry. We're happy to be together all the time.
A genuine friendship.
Somebody actually wants to be with me all the time.
I think you'll find plenty of people like people all the time.
Yeah.
And I also have to say, I cannot believe your energy here this weekend. Okay, just watching, there she goes. You are fantastic.
It's the Long Island tea.
I bet. Caroline, it's amazing to have you here. I think everyone is It's for us. I think I can speak for everybody. You're our connection this weekend to the very beginning. The birth of the thing we are all still gathered here today.
I'm the big bang, aren't I?
You've been spending too much time on these folks.
Steady girls, steady girls.
She knows how to say.
Can you
take us back to the very beginning. Give us something that, some little nugget from that very start that you hold close and personal about that moment, perhaps, when you first got a phone call or the first thing on the set, something unusual. It was a smell, a taste, a handshake.
Oh, it's a bit nice, isn't it?
Challenging.
I guess it has to be the first time that we all four met up together for the first time, when we were all introduced to each other and knew that we were going to be on this big journey together. And I was always much the littlest. I think all the companions were in the same category, aren't they? Were always the littlest. And I had these three tall, very imposing people in the same room as I. We were in a little tiny anteroom, waiting to go into the press. This is going to be the first big press call. And we all sat there in absolute silence, little knowing that each one of us was absolutely terrified. I can't imagine they were terrified of me. But I thought, oh my God, how am I going to work with these people? Only because they had such presence, every one of them. And they had such a history. I mean, they were all such very experienced actors.
And you knew that at the time.
Of course, yeah. And particularly, strangely enough, Jackie, who I grew to adore, we love very big, she's a lovely lady. But I had absolutely no idea that she was incredibly shy. And like a lot of shy people, when she was trying to hide it, she sat absolutely rolled straight and looked very strict and very stern. And I had no idea that this was just a defense mechanism. I thought, oh, I don't know how we're going to get on. Oh, help. But she was lovely. She was gorgeous. I mean, Bill and Russ just sat there sort of smiling manically and not saying a word.
What was it that broke the ice then? To that tension?
Being getting close to champagne, I guess. What else?
That's fantastic.
I have a question for Caroline. The show in its very first, at the beginning, was commissioned as a children's show.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like it was attacked that way in the way that you and Will and William and Jackie attacked the play?
Attacked?
Had went into it. Did you treat it that way?
No, we never did. No. I don't think that lasted very long, actually. Maybe the feeling that it was a children's show. I mean, for a start, mums and dads did seem to like it as much as the kids. And from the very start, I was getting fan letters from people sort of 8 to 80. And I was astonished because I had so many fan letters from dons at Oxford and things like that. Most extraordinary people attracted to this show. I mean, one of the first things that happened when I went to my first convention was we had a convention breakfast that was like sort of musical celebrities. It was a shame because there was some interesting people at the table, but then they rang a bell after 5 minutes. You just had a couple of slurps of coffee, and they rang a bell, and you had to change tables, go to somebody else's table, and then you got like a bite of toast, and bell rang, and you went to the next table. I'm so glad you didn't do that. I'm just waiting for that. Oh, no, that's all strike. So frustrating because I've met some fascinating people. A nuclear scientist, the last one I did, there was a woman, get this, who was responsible for this probe that went on Mars. That was her. Yeah, indeed, a woman. So how about that, folks? We do get some fascinating facts. I've no idea what your question was.
Well, so much for the children's show. Obviously, it evolved into something wonderful, special.
Well, Caroline's right, you don't treat it as a children's show, but also a children's show. You don't treat it as a religious show or a drama or a comedy. You don't. It is a show, and these are the best. You know, we use the props and the set. We do the best. What's that?
Also, actually.
Yeah, yes. That's bigger. High sets. Yes.
We're talking about, I mentioned chemistry before, you and Patrick and Wendy and Deborah before, Wendy, all had wonderful chemistry. What was
the chemistry at school?
Oh, please.
You're coming up next year. Highlanders, I think, celebrates its 50th anniversary. Since you were cast.
Yeah, this was 4 episodes. Second episode had gone out. They got the phone call on the switchboard down. You know, and the BBC, why did you keep this character back? And you into the TARDIS. And Innes Lloyd, who was the producer of the show, we'd all done the pre-film, waved about the TARDIS and Patrick going around and disappeared and that's the hands of my leg. And Innes, he's an old Navy guy. Face off, I don't fancy joining a TARDIS program here. I said, I can't. Oh, well, why can't I? Really want to. I'd love to, but I've already filmed me, leaving the TARDIS disappear. Oh, hell with that, hell. And the next Saturday we were back to Friendship Ponds, and then Stanley got into the TARDIS and waved goodbye to, Kirsty and my leg.
And they said it was all a dream.
And it's 3 of our happiest years ever. But Patrick and I worked before, and I think it was Smuggler's Bay. And I was kind of the star of the show, and he was playing Rax, the old smuggler. And two days before filming, I put my hands to the plate glass window, so I had these 3 fingers, all the finger snores, and we were trying to cover them up. And so my character, John Tenchard, was very left-handed for the first 4 episodes. And the first day of rehearsal, when we met for pre-filming, Patrick, 2 years later, raised up white hair. How's that? And he remembered that I was my hurt my hand. And that was the one he remembered that.
So you had worked with Patrick before, and you come on his show as what you think is going to be a guest part. And what is the reception like? Is it comfortable?
It was great. With Patrick and I, it was great. And I always say this to Annika, so you should come in the morning with Patrick Mahon, Michael Fraser-Hugg, and one. And she always said, but I've given lots of hugs since. I said, yes, I've given lots of. But Jack can understand, if I've been in, when I was in Doctor Who, us two, and then they brought another guy as a companion. I thought, why? We don't need another companion. So I can understand why there's sort of not animosity and stuff, but sort of, why do we need this new guy? Particularly one I wasn't written in. I was supposed to finish, and then the next thing is the Underwater Menace. I had taken some of Michael Fraser's lines and put it into the Highland action and stuff. And then in the Moon Base, the script hadn't been written for me in the Moon Base. So I just lay a sleep motion. It's a Phantom Piper! And I sleep again. That's page on it. So I started getting beautiful.
But you fit in quite easily after that. You was that very comfortable. You hit it off well to other people. And
Yes, I just slid in very easily. Oh,
I'm just looking after him.
what's your jam?
That's not the double doctor.
Yeah, it was so easy. So easy shows that you might be really Annika really gorgeous on me by this thing in the 60s.
And now we have the final story to be released on UBS, the Underwater Menace. They found the one episode that hasn't been put out yet.
That's the earliest story of the existing story of you.
Which we hope was some of the later stories that are missing. Because if you find one from 1966, 67, they might find one or two from 69 for home. So I'm happy about that.
now it's Wendy's turn, isn't it?
Are we talking about defining moments when you join and you think?
Sure. We can go there.
Ladies
I
first.
think, as daunting as it was to come in and it's quite a daunting thing to do. And as terrified as I was on the first day's rehearsal, it was very quickly apparent that I was invited to join the card game at the very beginning of rehearsals. We used to play cards, or then aggravation. they used to play cards. So when I came to the rehearsal room for the first time, I thought, oh, you know, this is interesting. And they said, come on, Panis, come on, get you. Deal.
Just gonna take on to it, Fraser.
We'll deal you in. And I thought, okay, this is good. This feels good. I'm feeling very comfortable about this. And so that was when I realised, okay, I think I might be able to fit in here and have a great time, which I did.
Well, it helps to catch like fancy like that. You can see it on TV and other things. God, when you can it goes, wow.
Oh, I'm very good. I'm always pleased to help. Yeah.
So how did you cope with Fraser and his enthusiasm for welcoming you in like that? Was it a restraining order? Or were there judges involved?
A little later, I actually was very we used to go out quite a lot together, didn't we? I mean, you know, on a purely platonic.
No.
Oh, no.
The time.
Yeah, platonic, yeah. No, I was able to be most welcome. It was great at the same time, terrifying. And then the first time I put on my costume, I think it was then serious. You know, I then realised, oh yeah, okay, this is when I got to.
Does that welcome translate? Do you think is that part of the development of chemistry, good chemistry?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, it helps enormously. People say they wish once they put on their shoes they get the character in. But I think the costume really suddenly you look like your character, and it helps enormously. Yeah.
We're sitting next to your friend Janet Field.
My wife.
Dear friends. And luckily enough, if necessary, Joshua will get between you and prevent that.
It wouldn't be the first time this weekend.
Has anybody seen?
No.
There's a poster out in the hallway that's been vandalised. Is that right? No, you wrote on the poster, I won. No, I didn't. That's hilarious. Somebody has written on the poster, oh, I see, it's my poster. You dimwit, oh, vandalised your own bloody What a way to finish.
What they're referring to, and I think you caught the panel. Did anyone catch the Zoe versus Dating panel?
Well, there's a note on there now for you never to approach me again, so you know.
Can I just say, I just went to the panel, I was watching one of your stories, and I don't know what the story was, you're on a pirate ship, and you look most attractive in this kind of thriller.
Enlightenment, yeah.
And I said, who's that? Janet? No, the girl in the... Janet Field, yeah. No, it's you.
Yeah.
Right.
I look very different, don't I?
Did I really look like that?
But we've lost the stewardess outfit at that time, so.
Sorry?
We've lost the stewardess outfit.
Oh, yeah. I've gone back on. So, yes.
We were going back and talking about our beginnings through this. So,
Well,
you started with a different outfit for once.
Yeah, I started
a
with
little bit
Tom.
different. You're coming in on the last story of this
it
very
was Tom's
famous.
last story, yeah. And we and John weren't really getting along by then. And John David Turner, the producer. And I was the first girl that Tom hadn't had a hand in choosing, as it were. So I don't think he was terribly pro me, put it that way. It wasn't initially very friendly. It was very daunting. Sarah Sutton, luckily, was very, very sweet indeed. So my first day filming, though, thankfully, was with Delore Whiteman, who was playing my aunt,
whom I knew from, I didn't know her personally from Australia, but I knew her work. And in fact, she died 8 months ago, because I'm still in contact with one of her daughters. And so that was really lovely. She was absolutely daft as. I mean, she was completely nuts. I mean, I have been with Delore when she's decided to go the wrong way up an exit on a motorway because she's made a mistake. Oh yeah, she was absolutely terrifying in the vehicle. And you know, she played my mad aunt, and she was in fact like that. So she was absolutely delightful. And so we did a batch of filming before we went into rehearsal in the studio, and before we filmed Tom falling and lying on the ground. And then there was a rollback, what they